For the first time this season, 3 hours of GT action is go.
It's very tight as they come down. Group of cars coming in. This is all got trouble written all over it. This is G3 cars.
From downhill, they head towards the Aqua Minerale. Imola, of course. There's another one off through the gravel. As wide as possible as they drop downhill, putting that truck inside line. Yes, he did. Through he goes.
Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely stream deck. For more information about the stream deck, the link is in the description below.
Good evening and welcome to AOR's Tier 1 with Season 8 GT3. We are around Snetterton tonight in the lovely Norfolk countryside. Another one of those Palmer motor tracks, sorry. I am Rage F1 and I'm joined, as always, by Mr. Safso. I've heard that you've shaked off all the badges and you've got all those bees out of your router and you're with us on top form. And muted.
Hello,
there we
sorry,
go.
I had the wrong output device. You were coming on my speakers, not my headphones.
Oh, it's like, oh god, I couldn't think of anything worse. Well, I said you've sorted out all the behind-the-scenes badges. You're back with us in full form.
Sort of full form, yes.
Yes, you are leaving us in a few minutes' time. You're going to see the beginning part and qualifying and whatnot, and then yes, but never mind. That's all fine. We'll start this session off. With a bang, I think. At the moment, we're watching George Boothby run round. Now, let's just have a little look through the standings, I think, whilst we're here. Currently, the championship is being led, and we touched on this at the very end of the last race. Marek Schintz currently 223 points, really running away at this stage. Luke Whitehead hanging on in there in second place with 185 points. Then out of nowhere, George Boothby, 181 points, coming off the back of a win last time out in Nürburgring. And then we've got Malinowski with 177 points, and Tinko van der Velde on exactly the same amount of points in P5. But I've also found out recently that Malinowski's not joining us this afternoon, so he won't be moving up any further than where he is currently. So that is very interesting. And also, we've got Michael Tauscher back in the car, so he's going to start opening up his purse of points, hopefully to improve on what was a very good start so far. So hopefully we'll see some good action from him. But currently, at the moment, we haven't got any times down, which is a bit random. Have you got times?
No, but I was watching the end of practice, and I believe McIntosh and Boothby set the exact same time as each other during practice, and they were both only 45 thousandths behind the lead.
Wow.
So if that's anything to go by, qualifying is going to be pretty close, and McIntosh is going to be competitive as well as Boothby.
Yeah, I did notice in the little bit of practice that I caught that McIntosh was doing very well, right up there at the top. I didn't see Boothby get that close, though, to be fair. So that should be very good. Black Gold Sword says, "Oh, Rage Chan, he's here. You can hear Safso." I'm pretty sure you can hear Safso. Boothby goes into provisional pole. McIntosh just behind by a tenth.
So exactly as predicted. It just knows how it's supposed to be.
Indeed.
Yes. But there are bigger gaps than I expected, as Tauscher goes first now. But from McIntosh to 4th place, that's half a second. That's a big gap between 3rd and 4th. We don't usually have one that big.
Yes.
Even
right.
with Cruiser getting in, that's still only 4 tenths.
Yeah, it's a huge gap. It's almost like a curb. It falls off. You've got 1 tenth, 2 tenths, 6 tenths. So there's definitely going to be some improvements and people jumping in that position, you think? I definitely would have thought so. As Tauscher, we've been readily waiting for his return to Tier 1, and he's put down a really good marker just to start it up again. He's just leaving the pits in the Unicorns of Love. Is that actually a team? If it is, it's hilarious. I'm sure it is. Maybe if we speak to Michael afterwards, we get a bit of an insight into into a little bit about his team, because that's quite funny. Anyway, he's just going through. Now we've got some quite cool names for corners round here. Ever since the introduction of the new map situation, they've got some quite good names. So Senna Straight goes into Riches. Then we got Montreal, Palmer. Then we're going into Agostini, which we're in at the moment, as you can see. And then we run down this little straight here, and the kink's called Hamilton. We'll stay with Michael, seeing as we're guiding us through the course right now. Into Oggies here, in this lovely little right-hander. It's tricky, this one. Can't take too much of the rumble, otherwise you do lose time. And then this kindly takes you into Williams. And then this definitely is the Bentley Straight. This has always been known as that. So they haven't just made up loads of new names. So back down the Bentley Straight, and then into Brundle, straight into Nelson. What a lovely little combination of corners. And then into Bombhole. You've got to be careful you don't get that one wrong. And then Karam, and then Murray's is the final little left-hander that's very tricky to hold your speed through. As Michael just comes through Nelson, and then into Bombhole. I'm assuming it's called Bombhole because there was a bomb that went off there once, right? It's an old... Sorry.
That would make sense, yeah. Is this an old... No, this isn't from an old airport, is it?
It is. Yeah, it's an old airfield. Yeah.
Oh.
It's an old World War II airfield, so it probably is a bomb hole. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it surely must be then.
Yeah. No, it's definitely an old airfield. Majority of the tracks in the UK's are, but yeah, the new design is rather phallic-like. I'm not going to lie. We won't use the full name. Well, I would say it was if we weren't streaming. If you do have a look at the map, you'll see exactly what I mean. But yeah, never mind. As Michael does get pipped by Redouin Masood, putting in a 144.289. McIntosh has jumped Michael as well by 6 hundredths. Very, very good. As Black Gold Soil says, oh, bomb hole, exactly. But I am trialing some new settings on the stream, so do let us know if we're all good, if anything's not quite right, if it doesn't look very good, or if it's slow or something is not quite right. Just let me know and I'll just quickly make some amendments, but don't let it go on, because obviously we want to give you the best quality that we can. I'll change some bits and pieces. It does say to me that it's dropping a few frames here and there, but I think we should be okay. But obviously, if it is unwatchable or if you notice any issues, just let me know. Anyway, Someone just said Alexander Smolyar, please. He's coming into the pit now. Currently, last lap was a 44.9, and that was his current best lap. So he's just coming in for some new shoes, and he'll go back out very shortly. Right, let's have a look what Michael's doing, because he's up on his time at the moment, isn't he? He's 2/10 up. That's good enough to put him where he is. He needs to get another 10th, really, I think, if he wants to make improvements.
He would jump Masood, but yeah, he needs just that a little bit more to get to McIntosh. He's done a 44 dead, but he has just gained another couple tenths, lost a little bit on the exit though. So I think he's just going to slip in behind McIntosh here by a few hundredths. Yep, 400ths off. Still a very good lap there. If he starts on the front row, that still gives him a very good chance in the race. But he's already nearly gained a 10th in the first corner. Again, he likes to gain on the entry and then loses it in the corner, so maybe just needs to switch up how he does that. Maybe gain another... Again, gains a 10th, but loses over half of that on the exit, so I think he needs to prioritize the slow in, fast out, rather than just braking as late as he possibly can, and he's invalidated, so he's pulling it over.
Okay. Being told the stream is lagging slightly. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a quick just reset of the stream. It will possibly go... Actually, I won't do it as a black. I'll give you the background screen. And I've got 5 minutes, so I'll be as quick as possible. Right, there we go. We should be back as normal, so apologies for that, guys. I just want to make sure that you guys get the best possible stream quality. I know it's not the best out here because we do live deep inside the countryside. I know it might be a little bit better that way, so we'll leave it like that for now. Again, if it gets bad, just let me know and we'll have to make some further amendments. Anyway, McIntosh is still currently in pole position. We will just jump to George Boothby. Lots of pink cars this season. Not a bad thing. Each to their own, I guess.
With pink, it's a thing of whether you can make it work. If you can make it work, pink is honestly turning into one of those colours that, yeah, okay, it can actually look wonderful. I mean, take the Racing Point as a perfect example. They incorporate that pretty well.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people are missing that instead of the green that Aston Martin has, although a lot of people like the green as well, obviously. But, you know, with... And then there's the other side of pink where you paint your car bright pink and then put eyelashes on it, and then just everyone wants to look away from it. It's no thank you.
Yeah, know exactly what you mean. How many drivers have we got tonight? We have 30 on the nose. Boys, we have 30 on the nose. Nico, welcome. How you doing? Good to see you. I hope the stream is back to what it should be, and we got no lagginess. Again, just let me know if it is if it's becoming frustrating. All right. But yes. Ryan Chan absolutely stamping down his authority today. Currently leading, provisional pole. George Boothby then, he did improve slightly up to 4th place. That gap that we saw earlier, Safso, is still kind of there at 4 tenths down to their 2.97 of Boothby and Krauser. They are very close as Boothby jumps off the track. He doesn't want any more of that lap. He knows he's not got a lot of time if he wants to have another run at this, so he's jumped off and he's reset. So there we go. We'll jump on board with someone else. See if we can see any more improvements. Now, this guy, Mr. Masood, has done very well this season. Definitely back up to pace. We saw him in season 6 doing a really good job. Dropped off in season 7. Maybe just didn't have the car underneath him. But he's come back definitely in season 8, and he is doing very, very well. The car looks great as well in that lovely blue, the blue livery, blue and white. I still think there's probably some sponsor stickers that are missing off that. I don't know why, but the livery submission and everything does get very, very confusing. Sometimes not as easy as it sounds to get all the stickers in. But anyway, Reddy Masood he is improving, and he's spun at a very crucial point. It's going through Nelson, who's actually just kept it out of the wall. But only 2 minutes to go. If I was him, I'd reset very quickly so you can get another lap in, because you could just about do it if you were speedy. Right, Porsche Niels, who were just watching actually behind Masood, is he's 4 tenths up. This is going to do him very well. He should jump into probably 5th place with this, if he can get the lap down. So he's going to jump 2 people on 1 lap. So good improvement from him, and that's going to just probably slot in. There you go, lovely. It's still got a bit of a gap, though, you know, between 4th and 5th, again.
It's almost like sometimes we see with some leagues and F1, but it's almost like the upper class, and then there's that big midfield fight. It seems to be that kind of split at the moment. Yeah,
I mean, they're all doing very well, though. It's all nip
certainly.
and tuck in the top 5. But it's quite strange to see, you know, a 2 to 3 tenth gap between 4th and 5th. But you are right, it's almost like the Formula 1 and the 1.5.
Tauscher isn't having an amazing lap. He's just gone wide coming out of, I believe that's Agostini. Going through Hampton. Oh, and he's gone off now. That is end of qualifying for him. He is not getting pole position. What about McIntosh? Is he improving? Or is that going to be game over for him as well?
I think it's game over for the top 3. We've got Masood's in the pit. McIntosh is currently coming across the line.
Started the lap.
He has, yeah. So, he really doesn't need to do anything. The only thing he's defending against is Boothby, who looks like he's on a bad one. He's just about to start a lap quite soon, I think.
That was an outlap. That was an outlap, not a full lap.
Okay, maybe you should stay with Boothby then, because he's probably the only person who can threaten McIntosh's somewhat brilliant lap that's got himself all the way up into the top spot. Boothby arguably driving outside of his car's ability. Look, it's a Porsche 123, and then we've got a wayward McLaren of George Boothby. He's done that all season, though, hasn't he? Put the McLaren up in the top part of the grid when there's been no other McLarens around. So yeah, really good to see him do that. Smolyar is the next McLaren, and he's a good, well, 4 tenths off this pace, which is surprising.
Yeah, and it sort of almost shows on the standings as well. The only McLaren above him in the championship is Whitehead. He's down in 8th at the moment, nearly, what's that, a little over 4 tenths behind. He's in the pits, he won't improve.
Nope.
And then the next McLaren championship is Van der Velde in 5th. Then he has to go down to 8th in the standings next McLaren. Otherwise, it's a Porsche 147 in the standings. So it's pretty much Porsche versus McLaren so far this season.
Oh, Boothby not having a good little section through there. A little bit wiggly on the front end.
Yeah,
he's actually pulled over. Right, well, I think that's on the track, yeah. I think that's the fight for pole completely done. We will have some improvements, though, a little bit further down. Jack Noller's going for an improvement. He's down in 21st at the moment.
Vanbrugh's on a good lap.
Has he indeed? Whereabouts is Vanbrugh?
He's down 28th, but he is about to gain a position or 2. He's 3 tenths up at the moment.
Yeah, I can see.
Should put him up into 25th.
We'll keep an eye on Julian Vanbrugh.
23rd.
Nice, yeah, just behind Jack Noller, but Noller should improve here as well. Malinowski has joined us. There you go. He is in the lobby. He's at no good than 20th, though, which is definitely not good for him. And Noller goes up to 13th position with that. That's a real big improvement. Dowking just about to come across the line. We're with him as well. He's going to improve quite significantly here. Where's that going to pop him? Yeah, 13th place with Noller. Yeah, really good little finishing. The track's improving towards the end of this session then. And then Nick Nipples is about to come across the line.
Cannabeach just crashed into the pit lane. That was interesting.
There's always one for drama, isn't he, old Cannabeach? Yeah. So Nick Nipples about to come across the line.
He didn't have a great exit. He lost pretty much a 10th, which he had.
No improvements.
That would have gained him about 4 positions if he didn't lose that time. So he maybe ruined that, but it's the race where it matters, not qualifying. There was no pole point.
Right. So, what I'm going to do, though, guys, like we had last time, still, I don't know what's wrong with my internet at the moment. It's becoming a little bit of a problem. I'm just going to lower down slightly the bitrate so we don't have any skipping, because I can see the frames are dropping slightly. So, just before we go into this next session, I'm just going to do that. So, again, it'll just be 2... Okay, we should be back now, guys. Again, apologies for the delay there, and the stream having some upload issues of recent, and it's been affecting the stream quality. And yeah, it's not the best, but we're back. And hopefully I won't stop it during the race. We'll just roll with it, all right? And we'll get through it together. Literally in that little lull of proceedings there, Sapso said, "I think the Badgers have joined you this afternoon," and I think they have. I, for one, welcome my new Badger overlords with open arms. Shall we run through the grid? We've got Ryan McIntosh. We never really shout about this. This is not a surprise. Ryan Chan popping it on pole. Really good performance from him. He's going to be fighting Michael Tauscher at the spiky end of the grid. Redoui Masood will be on the second row with George Boothby. That's going to be fireworks. We've got Portia Niels and Lucas Krause in the third row. And then we've got Alexander Smolya, Danila Sherapin, the duo in the SMP esports racing team. Those guys are a force to be reckoned with in our endurance program. So yeah, those are going to be a threat back there. Then you've got Luke Whitehead, always putting up some crazy races from behind. So he's 9th, so I expect him to go forwards. Then we've got the championship leader in 10th place, Manek Shintz. He should be moving forward too. Then we've got Tinker van der Velde, Remy Papin, that's the highest we've seen him. Brilliant qualifying performance from him in the Audi. He's in 12th place. Dowking managing to improve in that qualifying session. Bit sketchy at the beginning, but he might have been slightly delayed. He's 13th. Jack Noller also improved there in the last couple of seconds. He's in 14th. And then 15th, we've got Dennis Latz, regular fixture in Tier 1. Pim Van Mil, good performance from him this afternoon. He's in 16th place. And then Romanenko, Konstantin Romanenko in 17th. Samir Foch in 18th. Kieran Prendergast, you'll be happy to know, Kieran Prendergast Senior, that your boy is in P19th. Then we've got Trevor Wenham in 20th, Callie Atkins in 21st, Malinowski in 22nd, the third man in the championship. I think he's third. Is he third? Might be second. Can't remember.
He's 4th.
Is he 4th? Thank you. Third, at least, in the Nürburgring last time out. Mark Toll, don't recognise that name. He's in 23rd. Welcome. Julian Vanbrugh in 24th. Adam de Beel in 25th. Dropped off this season, hasn't he? Not really been putting in the performances that he did in Season 7. And then we've got Mattia Bellotto a little bit further down this afternoon. See some improvements from him, hopefully. I know chat was just shouting about this young man's livery, looking absolutely brilliant this afternoon in the Bentley, Mr. Niebels. And then we got Cannabeach keeping his nose clean back there in 28th. Kevin Niles and Lewis Selch are at the very back. Lewis Selch, part of the Team Shazoo lineup that we've got here. It's 2 Shazoo boys, isn't there? This time we've got, is it? Who's the other Shazoo man we've got? I can't remember. It's the Aston Martin there. It's Vanbrugh. Yes, Julian Vanbrugh and Lewis Selt's teammates there. Right, so we're about to go. So let's see. We've got a whole lap, haven't we, Saf?
Yes.
We have indeed.
Whole lap.
A whole lap as they start down the Senna Straight into Rich's nice, really tough corner. This you've got to have really, really brave. I can't. It's a slight brake. I think it's a downshift. And then you've got to get the power on as soon as you get that downshift. It's almost a brush of the brakes. Like, you're not putting full brake on. It's a little brush, downshift, and then power on through. And you've got to pick your braking point perfect down into Montreal. Then going through this little section into Palma and go to Agostini. It's a bit tricky. You've got to get the line right. It should be quite good if you can, but it's the hard braking into Agostini that normally catches people out. And then you're fired off round Hamilton and Oggies. They seem to get munched up quite quickly. Not really too much braking through it, just maybe a lift through Hamilton. And then on to Williams and the Bentley Straight. I always lose time through that section. Oggies and Williams, I can never get it right. It's the hard left-handers before you get to the Bentley Straight. Always a bit tricky, I always find anyway. But these boys will be very well practiced and well rehearsed, I think, before coming into this race. Have you done that much driving around here, Seth?
The only driving I believe I've done is the endurance race I did with your team.
You did? It was 6 hours at Norfolk, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's the only driving done around here. Yeah.
It was a good old race, that one.
Yeah, you'll be the track expert today, as usual.
Oh, I don't know about that. I've not driven round these tracks in far too long. I'm too busy shouting about them. I don't have any actually time to talk about them. But yes, so Bentley Straight then into Brundle. I don't think I'd ever say that. Then through Nelson, into the bomb hole, into Coram, Murray's, and then straight across the straight to start. Yeah, I don't know why they would keep that as bomb hole. It's very risky.
Yeah. There's surely another name like Crater. Or
that would be better, wouldn't it? Crater Curve.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Have us as track namers. Pay us the big bucks. Please, I need it.
I'll send all of my suggestions to Jonathan Palmer, and then hopefully he can implement them.
Ah, lovely, lovely.
Yep. Right, Macintosh is guiding us round. It's a long old lap, this one, isn't it? It doesn't look very long, but as we've been driving on board with this top pack, it is pretty long. I have, however, I must say, I have worked through some of this instant replay business that's been hounding us since, well, day one. I think I've got it to work now, so we're going to trial the instant replay, okay, guys? If it breaks, you have to bear with us, but I'm going to give it a go. It's not our fault. It's the information and software that's given to us by the developers, so blame KUNOS, not us. Right, so through Murray's then, they're all going to line up 2 by 2 as we go racing, and I think it's going to be daggers at dawn through turn 1 with these Porsches. I think we should ride on board with one of these guys. Maybe we should ride on board with George Boothby, because he's a little bit out of his comfort zone, surrounded by Porsches, literally. There's no other McLarens for at least another 2 places. We're still trundling along at no miles an hour whatsoever. We have gone green, right. We are off down towards turn 1. Macintosh and Tauscher getting somewhat close, but good respect between these 2 drivers. No touching. Masood does jump up and keep his position in 3rd. Nice and clean through there, it seems.
Oh, big off.
Of course there is. What's happened?
At the back, there are 3 cars that have gone off, and then 1 car who went onto the grass was able to recover quickly. But there are 3 cars at the back who have lost out quite considerably.
Right, let's trial it, Saf.
Alright, let's go for it.
Let's give it a go.
Wenham has got a lot of damage on the front. I think that's the 2nd time they've been involved in a lap 1 incident.
On board with Wenham at the moment. I think he was one of the men that got caught up in that incident. We're watching it now. Oh, yeah, squeezed. Oh, and there was, yeah, unfortunately, too many cars going through there. Vanbrugh looked like he got caught up in that too.
Oh, on the live feed, Jordan King has just gone off nearly into the barrier. He's dropped a lot of places.
Is that Darren King, did you say?
Yeah, but that's not on the lap 1 turn 1. Vanbrugh's also gone off.
Yeah, we join live now again, and I saw Vanbrugh just rejoining. I think that was through Oggy's.
Oh, Kevin Niles and Malinowski going wheel to wheel. I think Malinowski was involved in that lap 1 turn 1 business.
Okay. You're oh, big crash! It's becoming a bit of a meme, I'm not going to lie. Lap 1, Safso in with the big crash. It seems to happen every time.
I've missed it.
Yeah, well, Vanbrugh almost running into the back of his teammate there. We got Zelch.
Oh, more contact.
Is there really? What, with Vanbrugh?
With Vanbrugh and Zelch, there was a bit of contact after he said that. I don't know if you caught it.
Yeah, no, I did. Just muscled his way through that Nelson bomb hole section. But I don't think there was any injuries. I think we're all good. Let's just touch base with what's happening at the top. Macintosh still in the lead. A little bit of a gap. Got 4 tenths. Looks like Michael and Ryan are going to be slightly opening up their gap to Masood. That was 7 tenths, but look who's just behind. We've got Porsche Niels and then Whitehead a couple of cars back. So I'll be very much interested to see what he can do. Looks like George Boothby might be holding up Porsche Niels back there. We'll keep an eye on that too. See what's going on with George Boothby.
Well, when I'm coming to the pits, I assume to repair for damages, but it may also be just retiring from the race, which I wouldn't blame them for. They've got a lot of damage, and they were quite a bit at the back of the grid. Yeah,
that looks terminal to me, to be honest. I think that's no more action, but we'll keep an eye. Unfortunately, Darren King's found himself all the way at the back of the snake now because of those incidents in lap 1. He's not going to be very happy about that. But reap what you sow, Dow King. Normally not afraid to get his elbows out. So yeah, the memes continue. He unfortunately down in 27th position, and he's got Vanbrugh for company. It looks like that's going to get quite spicy soon. I'm on board now with George Boothby. He's not too much under pressure, but it looks like he has got past Porsche Niels. We did miss that little bit of action, and now he's on the back of Masood. Oh no, I don't think that's quite right, was it? It's Porsche Niels was behind still, so no movement. We didn't miss anything, Saf. We're all good.
Meanwhile, got some news. Wenham has come out of the pits. They are continuing the race.
Good to see.
Much respect for that. Much respect for continuing.
Yeah, I just saw him flash past Ryan McIntosh. So he's right at the very front of this snake, isn't he? When he came out. So yeah, he's got to pull away from this little pack, otherwise he's going to be blue flagged, and that's definitely not going to help him.
Good news is, he will still get 6 points even if he just finishes in 30th. So it's not like he's getting nothing by doing this. He will actually get some few points, and if I can see him on the standings. Wenham, where are you? Where is Wenham? Wenham is 30th with 31 points, so he wouldn't gain any point. He wouldn't gain any positions, but he would pull away from Toro Grosso, which I don't think is racing tonight.
Okay. Yep. No. You're right. I don't think I've seen him in the list. I'm surprised that the likes of Malinowski didn't turn up until halfway through qualifying, but glad he did. But he's right down after the incidents in 29th. He's behind Lewis Selch, Darren King, and Julian Vanbrugh. Malinowski, right down there. That's definitely not going to help him. Okay.
I'm just wondering, for the leaders, how distracting it's going to be to see Wenham up ahead so early on in the race. Or whether these sort of top drivers in ACC can just block that out completely and be like, it's a lap down car, it's no issue.
Yeah, I'm not going to stop it mid-race though, guys. I just think if it's just hitching slightly, we'll bear with the hitching. I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to run some tests in the meantime before next race, but I don't feel like it's fair for me to stop it mid-race because we might miss something. I don't think it's stream ending. I'm looking at it now on my phone and I can see what you're talking about. It's just a little bit hitchy. I don't think it's buffering though. But yeah, I need to do some work on it, guys. I think we're just having a few issues my side. So apologies. We're going to stay with it though. I'm not gonna end it at the moment unless we have like a catastrophic failure of some kind. I'll keep it definitely keep it how it is for now.
Darren King's into the pits.
Yep.
Again, don't know if he'll continue, whether that's retirement.
Might be retirement.
I didn't see him go into the barriers at any point, so unless I just missed him having a collision at any point. And I can't see people like legitimately pitting this early. So
yeah,
it's not looking good.
Very early to pit. Really, he's coming out. It's not.
He is coming out.
Yeah, he's coming out. Okay. So maybe he just thought he's losing so much time, he's going to have to do something different. So the only problem is he's going to be fast now, but he'll be slow towards the end. So yeah. This guy's saying the stream seems fine. Yeah, it's just got better. Okay, well I'm sorry lads. I don't want to stop it mid-race because we'll go down a slippery slope and I'll be stopping it every time we have a hitch. I just need to fix it my end. I think it's a router problem. Just need to change some stuff because it's never normally been like this. It's been getting worse, but I'll sort it out. Yeah, I'll sort it out for next race. I'll try my very best for you guys. Anyway, we're on board with Michael. He is chasing onto the back of Ryan McIntosh. We've got
Papin's round. Remy Papin's been round.
Oh, P11. Yeah, Remy Papin. Let's see what happened with that.
As he was coming back onto the line, very nearly had pretty much a T-bone with Dennis Latz. And he was 11th, and now he's down to 25th. He's lost out massive from that, and I will check the replay to see what on earth happened.
Yeah, I just popped it back 10 seconds, and we saw him having the crash. or the spin, and pulling back online just in front of one of those other guys. But I think we're all good. We're all good now. Never mind. Right, so we're back with Ryan McIntosh. He's still got a little bit of a gap to Michael. Michael's staying with him. Ryan's keeping him honest. It was looking good for Ryan for right at the very beginning of this race, performing very well in the practice. So I'm not surprised about his pace this afternoon. He's obviously put in the practice, and this is obviously a good race for him. I think that's Foch getting out of the way. Not Foch, sorry. That'd be Lewis Zelch, sorry. Getting out of the way there. Throw a load of bandwidth at it. Unfortunately, lads, you know, us English, we live out in the sticks, and it's tough to put on a good stream sometimes when you're surrounded by rubbish. It don't get very good upload round here, so I try my very best for you, but of recent it's been getting really bad. So I'll have to speak to my ISP and see if I can get it sorted out, because it's been getting worse and worse. So we'll sort it out. I'm sure it won't be a problem. But those badgers are definitely back, Saf. They're definitely with us. I know.
Also, just knowing we have had a couple of retirements already. Sherapin came in and retired. We've had another retirement somewhere. I don't know who that was.
I think it's Zelch, Lewis Zelch.
Wait, it's someone before Zelch, I mean. Because it was 27 and then Zelch made it 26. So we've had 4 retirements. But I don't know who that is. And then that means one of them is 26, which will now get him 10 points. That's much more like... That will get him very close to the next championship position. So it was a very good choice to keep on racing for him. Yeah,
I mean, these guys, they need points. Some of them, it might as well keep going. When we started this championship, we had about 40 drivers, and we've only got 26 currently taking, well, at least left this afternoon. We had 30 starting, so you know you're halfway into the points already. So you might as well stick it out and secure maximum points. Yeah, it's good that they have points that far down, because it keeps everyone kind of involved and everyone taking part. It's not like, oh, well, I raced and I didn't get anything for it. You know, these guys, at least they get some kind of reward for their hard work, as Michael and McIntosh do continue to trade blows, but no one's making any lasting impression in another. Michael's getting close down the straight, but not really close enough to make any kind of inroads here. It's getting close and then just falling back again, so very frustrating. Maybe use brute force of nature and push the router into a tree. I'd love to. Yeah, I'm just waiting until we can get good internet out here. At the moment, I'm on just standard broadband. You know, it's not great. It's only 35 down and 5 up, which is absolutely shocking these days. But not much you can do. Sorry.
What was your download?
35.
That's still over 7 times better than what I have.
Well, there you go.
So don't you dare complain.
Yeah, I shouldn't complain really. I get jealous when I see everyone streaming in lovely quality, and then come over to one of mine and it's all nah. But never mind.
Some people I see streaming have like 300 megabytes per second download speed. It says, how? Why? Why?
Yeah. Okay, say Sarah, what can you do? We'll give the best possible that we can. We're on board with Boothby. He's falling back a little bit from Masood. And that gap is opening up between Porsche Niels and Lucas Crozet. They're not going forward anyway. They're definitely staying or getting a little bit further away. Boothby is staying on the back of Masood though. He's matching him for pace, but he's not making any inroads. He's not looking like he wants to attack. I think this track is just very hard to overtake. It's one of those that there's so many twists and turns that there's no real point where you can make that jump, you know, to get right past. By the time you get to the end of the centre straight, you're making moves, you're getting closer, but then you're into the next corner, you've got a little bit more of a straight, and then you're into the next really tight twisty section, and it's twisty almost until you get to the Bentley straight. So it's one of those tracks which is very hard to make a move.
I'm much like real life race. I think this is going to be more or less purely decided on the strategy, and just when you come in, how good is your outlap, how good is your in lap, and those things are going to decide most of the positions, except for if anyone's getting past someone that really they shouldn't be behind. But I don't think there's an awful lot of that. Maybe Shintz, seeing as they're early in the championship, they're behind Vandervelde. Then again, Vandervelde's 5th in the championship, so they're not going to be any slouch to get past.
Yep. No, definitely not. Whereabouts is Marek Shintz? Where is he?
He's 8th place at the moment.
Gee.
And that will get him 51 points at the moment, so he'll be losing 49 points to whoever wins. At the moment, that's McIntosh, but McIntosh is, I think, he's 21st in the championship. It's the likes of Boothby he needs to worry about. Boothby at the moment will be getting 73 points, meaning he would close to, I believe, within 20 points of Shintz in the championship, if things stay as they are.
I did just work out who our retirement was, and it's not a proper retirement. I think it's a disconnection. It's Alexander Smolja, who's disconnected from 8th place. So he's now lost that. He's out completely. Can't rejoin, unfortunately, in ACC. Once you disconnect, you go back to the pit, and I don't think you can get back in. Or if you do, there's like a 2-minute wait time, so there's no point you getting back in. So unfortunately, that's about it for Alexander Smolja. So if you turned up to watch to see what your man could do this afternoon, not much. He's gone. That is the end of the line for Alexander. He won't be joining us any further. We're watching at the moment Tinker van der Velde and Marek Shintz getting a little bit up close and personal. We still haven't seen any on-track action, really, as in like people overtaking someone. We've seen some crashes, but we've not seen any wheel-to-wheel action. Do shout if you see anything, Saf, but at the moment it's getting a little bit dull. Tausch is getting close to McIntosh, or at least was. He's now dropped back. And those leaders are coming round to lap. Sorry, they're coming round to lap Dowking. Look.
Yeah, and I was about to say the only actor has been King. He went off on the first lap, and on this lap he actually took out one of the braking boards towards the start of the lap. Yeah, start of the lap. Because I on one screen I've got like the actual track map with its names and everything, but it's in a different orientation as what it is on the game, and my brain's getting very confused by it.
My second screen is like full of just a wash of different things to try and squeeze as much as I can into one screen.
But like, and also for some reason I keep thinking the Bentley straight is the main straight. I don't know if that's because it at least seems longer or not.
I think it is longer, you know. Could it be? I don't know. It's a very similar kind of size.
I think it's very slightly longer.
Well, we're coming round then to start the 9th lap. McIntosh still in the lead. Michael's,
the blue flag.
He is getting out of the way there quite nicely. But Michael Tausch is still putting the pressure under. He's still right with him. You know, I guess maybe just hanging out and seeing what we do with these pit stops. Someone's going to have to pull the trigger first. If you're leading, you normally want to kind of get the jump on your teammate, on your competitor, sorry. You don't really want to be kind of, you know, second-guessing it and having to come in. But the cards are definitely in Michael's lap at the moment. He can choose, really, can't he? He can just go, boom, I'm coming in, and get the jump on. You can definitely get a good undercut in ACC, so it's quite powerful. So Michael will be thinking about that now. We're coming into that window shortly, in the next couple of minutes. About 3-4 minutes' time, that's going to start to become somewhat workable. Good conditions here today. High track temp, 26 degrees. Not as high as normal, but still pretty high. 19 degrees ambient. No wind, next to no wind. Good day for racing around Norfolk.
Yeah. Just a shame there isn't actually much opportunity for overtaking with all this lovely condition. The track's also optimum, as well as the good temperatures, so yeah, just if only there was more overtaking, this would be a very good race.
Yep. I think we've got Luke Whitehead getting very close on the back. Actually, he might have just got past him. Luke Whitehead making... No, he's not. Is he? No, he's not. He hasn't got past yet. Maybe he was just jousting there. Didn't quite get past. But let's watch to see what Luke can do. He has made moves to go up a little bit further because Porsche Niels looks like he's had a little bit of an incident. He's down into 9th place now. Looks like because it was Lucas and Porsche Niels kind of battling together and he's dropped down to 9th place, so he must have missed something that went on between them. And of course, Luke Whitehead has capitalised, and he's jumped up a place or so. And now he is fighting, and he's pushing on to the back of the number 70. Is there a mandatory pit stop? Yes, there is. You can take it whenever you like. You don't have to refuel, though. Luke Whitehead flashing his lights at the back of the number 70 of Lucas. I really hate it when people do that. It's to put off your competitor, isn't it, I guess?
Yeah.
Excessive flashing will get you a penalty, I'm pretty sure. I think it was only one time, but if you do it every lap...
Ooh.
Yes, sorry.
We've got a 5-second time penalty for car 33 for not holding the brakes.
Oh, that would
was
be...
lap 1, turn 1.
Ah, okay, lap 1, turn 1. So that was the incident at the very beginning. 33...
That's between 33 and 19 were the ones involved.
Okay, 19 is Julian Vanbrugh.
33 is not in the race anymore.
Yeah, 33's left. So that must have been...
I'll see if I can find 33 in the standings.
It's Trevor Wenham.
Ah, was it?
Yeah.
Ah, so he devised his own demise.
Yeah, unfortunately. I hope I don't mess this track up tomorrow. I mean, it's a tough track, this one. It's Snetterton's fast and furious, and there's very little let-up. The straights aren't very long in comparison to the infield, so it's one of those tracks that's really high level of attention. You can't really let off like you can at Spa down the Kemmel. You get a little bit of a break, stretch your fingers. Can't do that round here. It's constant, and it's tough. It's a tough track. Small margin.
McIntosh.
Oh, we're up there. We're with them.
Oh, you missed them going. I don't know if you were with them, but they just went wheel to wheel, nearly heading into. Oh gosh, I'm going to remind myself.
That's right.
The name.
We'll go back. We'll use this replay that we've managed to cheese together.
Montreal.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So coming through turn 1.
No, turn 2. Montreal's turn 2. Richards is turn 1.
I know. We're just going through turn 1 at the moment. Is what I mean.
No, we're not.
No, we are, because I went back on the replay.
Oh, you're on the replay, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I see. They went toe to toe, but it was more back wheel to front wheel. A little bit of a bash, but they're all good. And yes, so then they go down towards turn 3. So yeah, no moves, but the only little bit that we've seen so far that looks like a little bit of a threaten there from Michael, making a move but not putting it off.
And also, but literally right behind them, Remy Papin and Darren King. Remy Papin came out of the pits, pretty much right behind the leaders, and now Darren King has someone to race for position and something to let through.
He doesn't have to let him
Papin's
through.
lost the rear end.
Oh, Remy. He's come up to tier 1, and it's definitely not been the welcome that he thought.
Transition.
Yeah, that's the phrase I was looking for. It hasn't been the smoothest transition. The tier 2 season 7 champion by some margin. He dominated last season. He has not dominated this season, has he? He's just been a little bit adrift. Maybe the occasion has got to him slightly, and he, just making a few mistakes here and there. Drops a couple of positions there. 24th, almost at the back. Right. Oh, good. Right, so they've decided to come in. Tinker Van der Velde did it at exactly the same time as well. So that's 8th and 9th in the pit. So yeah, I was saying literally, 4 minutes ago that some guys are going to be pulling the trigger. So it's really interesting to see what's going to happen between these top two, whether Michael or McIntosh decide to put it in first. It would be prudent for Ryan Chan to do it first. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't want to give my competitor any kind of advantage. I guess Michael could pull it in at the same time and see if he can undercut him in the pit, I guess. But yeah, this is going to be a telling little period.
And considering Boothby's come in, they have to come in at some point soon, otherwise Boothby might jump them, depending on how powerful the indicator is, especially if Boothby can get into free air. I'm not sure if he has. We'll go on board. Let's see. Yes, he has got into free air, so he doesn't have to try and get past anyone. He hasn't got dirty air. He's got a clean track to just smash it on these new tyres.
This is George Boothby.
Yes, George Boothby.
Yeah, P18 after the pit, but leading those pitters, isn't he? Yeah, so he's got free track, good clean air. He's going to be putting in some very spicy laps. We'll keep an eye on his lap delta. Oh, there's a spinner at the back there, and Atkins just got past.
Romanenko
spinning. Let's see
He's
if we can
back on the
catch him
track.
spin. We might only catch him halfway. Yeah, he was just spun on the Bentley. I didn't see what caused that spin. Lovely.
I shall have a check to see what caused it.
It's got a lovely livery, old Romanenko. It's the first we've seen it this year.
Romanenko.
There
What
you go.
happened to you?
The Balance Esports Ukraine. Yeah, it's a cool livery, that. Down in 15th for Konstantin Romanenko, sorry. Certified bruh moment. Yes, I know.
He
Never
got
mind.
on the grass on the exit onto the straight.
Oh,
And
that's a
that
shame.
just destabilized the car, and he joined right into the middle of the track. About 3 cars had to avoid him.
Oh, gee. Well, you
That
might
was-
get a penalty for that then.
That's surely going to be a penalty.
Yeah. Well, I did see Atkins had to swerve. Just so you know, we've got some pitters. Whitehead, Shintz, I think have come in. Are they still in the pit?
Whitehead, Shintz, Van der Korker, Prendergast, Atkins, Dubiel
Yeah.
have all come into the pits.
All in for now.
Oh, is Whitehead ahead of Boothby?
Very
No,
interesting.
That's a delay.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he is, that would be incredibly interesting. He shouldn't be. Boothby should be clear.
Yeah, no,
By
Boothby
quite
has
some
still
margin.
got a clear track.
Yeah.
The next car up is Kevin Niles, and I think... Oh, I have no idea how far behind, but I'd guess at least around sort of 10, maybe more seconds, so... Still plenty of clear air to see if he can gain on the top 2.
Oh, Ryan's getting hustled now by Michael Tausch. It's going to happen at some point. It's spicy between the top 2. No one's giving any quarter at this stage. Who's going to come in for the pit? Ryan can play a little bit of a dream here. He's fainting, but Michael had him covered. Oh, that was very, very cheeky. He thought he was going to come in.
Into the pits.
Yes.
Masood's in.
So,
Masood's closer.
yeah, Lucas Masood, pull it in. Good
about
time to
Van
pull it
Mill?
in now. No, Pim goes through for another one. Really
Yeah.
good job from Pim Van Mill this afternoon.
Nepals comes in. What about Tolenblotto and Romanenko? Oh, Romanenko is thinking about it, decided to stay out.
What a cool livery for Nick Nipples.
Canna Beach is also in. What about Kevin Niles, the last one who hasn't pitted in terms of position? Stays out again.
It's quite delicate on the tyres, maybe. That big old Boatley. Thinking he can go a little bit further. Right, so the battle continues then at the top. Michael's still a couple of tenths away, not too far. He's staying with him. This must be huge pressure for Ryan McIntosh to have to deal with. Really, really tough stuff. We'll go on board with them. I think we're going down the Bentley, aren't we? Coming into Brundle.
This battle for the top also almost reminds me of the race we had on Friday with the 2 Red Bulls fighting. And it was a case of you really want them to fight, but they just weren't getting close enough.
Very
We need to have
interesting
already
stuff.
had more fighting.
I mean, they're going toe to toe, aren't they? They're just trying to nip and tuck and not make mistakes. Right, what's Ryan going to do? Is he going to feint to the inside again? No, he's
No,
just
he's
going to
doing
do it.
properly.
Oh, and I think that's a mistake from Michael, not coming in with him, because that's going to give Ryan a bit of a gap. But hey-ho, that's it. Let's stay with him then and see if he has a good lap here, because this is going to be really, really tough if he can make this work. Michael then... Sorry?
And remember, we have to check on where Boothby's going to be, because if he was, what, 4th? Fighting for 3rd?
Yeah, I mean, he could have
When he
made
came
up that
in.
gap. He could have done.
We'll have to wait and see. He's currently just going through Nelson, about to come to Crater Curve, as we've renamed it. So, it's certainly not going to be an absolute mile between them. We'll have to keep an eye on when McIntosh gets released. Kevin Niles coming up to the pit lane. Romanenko and Van Mill have come in. Kevin Niles stays out once more, so 3 people still yet to pit. And McIntosh has already been released. So I think he should be fine from Boothby, although no, Boothby's passed him. Boothby has jumped him.
Wow. That is interesting. Let's go to see where Boothby is now.
That surely means Boothby's taking the lead.
Well, yeah, he will be if he's got past Ryan.
And look at that gap. That's a good, 2-3 second gap as well.
Yeah, well, let's see what Michael can do. They will come back at him because of the tyres. So we'll keep that. We'll definitely keep this battle going. Just going to double check the audio options, boys, just to make sure, because people complaining that the cars are too quiet. I'm not going to put it up too much more than that. Again, I haven't changed the settings since last time. It is a little bit quieter in this view. It'll be louder here. Boothby challenging for the lead. Manages to get it done then in that little area of pit stops.
Tauscher comes in, obviously.
Yeah, well, he has to. He's forced his hand.
Yeah.
Well, let's stay with Ryan then, because Ryan is going to be the one he's going to be challenging. See what the gap is between Ryan and Michael when they come out the pits. But yeah, Boothby pulling a blinder by coming in early. Good stuff.
Question is, how is his tyres going to hold it? I'm really annoyed I have to leave during this race because I want to see how Boothby's tyres are at the end of this.
Yeah, Troll Solberg, you say I want to hear the cars more. When you're in the helicam, you just don't hear the cars, okay? You can't hear them because you're not in them, right? Oh, that's someone off. That's George Boothby.
Is it? No.
George Boothby's lost it massively, and he was in the barrier.
He's behind Masood now.
Yeah, he's got done. He's just lost it.
Oh, yeah, look at the damage on his front bumper.
I've got no idea how he would do that. That's ludicrous. He lost it through the Coram curve. Out of
Checking
bomb
replay.
hole. Same. Checking that replay. Right, well, let's go on board with him. Well, let's actually watch from an aerial view first, I think. Is he just going to lose the rear end? Get it on the grass? He did get it on the grass.
Yeah, you just got it on the grass.
And then it just sucked him off.
Was he turning during that, or did you just let it pull him into the barrier?
No, he was definitely turning. It just sucked him out.
Oh, yeah.
Sucked him out to dry. There was nothing he could do. He was a passenger.
That's going to hurt.
Oh, that's tough. Tough for Boothby. And, well, unfortunately we've missed that little battle that was happening in that pit. And as Michael actually does come out in front of Ryan McIntosh. So Ryan definitely not capitalising after his pit stop. So he might have had a slightly slower one. Michael Tauscher then gains the lead through this quite a spicy little section of this race.
I wonder if that's my first commentator curse.
I think you've done it.
Whoa, McIntosh!
McIntosh has just gone off.
He's just gone in the barrier hard.
What's going on? Do you think they're having some connection issues?
Maybe. That looked like a wheel. He just went straight on. I'm sure you can get a replay of that. It happened literally just now. He literally just went straight on. Yeah, I think that's a wheel issue. That looks like a wheel issue where he just couldn't control it.
I'm trying to get back to the point of where he lost it.
I think it was around in the...
Oh!
The Oggies. What? He's gone to...
Is
he retiring?
That's a hardware. That's gotta be a hardware.
Yeah.
He just absolutely yeeted himself off to the left-hand side.
He teleported to the pits, is that it?
I just think he's having some issues. Everyone's going. I think everyone might be having issues here. I don't think it's just Ryan. Yeah, look, Michael on the grass. I think we might be having some server issues, you know, that's causing this. But yeah, a lot of the boys all off onto the grass. But that incident with McIntosh, I was watching on board, and he just pulled to the left at 90 degrees.
Yeah, that's definitely hard.
For like...
No doubt about it.
A tenth.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we have got more penalty news to maybe lighten things up. We've got a 5-second penalty for car 777 for pushing to pass. That's a new one. We haven't seen that before. Pushing to pass with 70 and 889. That was lap 1, turn 4. And then we've got a 10-second penalty for the exact same thing, push to pass, for car 69 with 38 and 24. And then we've got a 5-second penalty for car 840, that's Adam Dubil, for pushing another car off track on lap 1, turn 5. So there's still penalties coming in just from the first lap.
Oh, yeah.
And also, we've only got 21 drivers left. We started this with 30. We have 21 left.
Looks like it's a war of attrition at this stage. I'm just turning some of the levels down. Chat saying that it's too high. We will turn it round. We'll see if we can sort it out, guys. Don't shout at us. We will try. If there's an issue, just ask us. But yeah, I checked the levels last stream. It was absolutely fine. Let us know if that's any better. If it's not, we'll try and improve it. But yeah, shouting at us isn't gonna fix the problem. Ryan, I think he's out of the car. Great internet, love it.
Yep, he is. He's out of the car.
So no more Ryan.
Ouch. Although imagine if he was a championship contender and that happened, that would have hurt even more. Yeah, and then Boothby has again. Do we think that was in? No, that was just him getting on the grass, wasn't it, with Boothby?
Not too sure what happened with Boothby. I think he just got it onto the grass and it sucked him off because it's a right-hander, isn't it? Pulls the car offline if you get onto the gravel, and you are on the marbles on that side of the track too. So I think it literally just pulled him wide. But yeah, you're right. 21 cars left out of 30 is some rate of attrition. Sorry, 25 cars left. Is that right? There was only 21. There is only 21.
Yeah. And Prendergast has just got a penalty. That's a crying shame. No news about that yet. That is a very recent penalty given.
Yeah, okay. I think a lot of people have lost connection. Maybe. Who knows at this stage?
Speaking of a lot of people, Luke Whitehead going around Boothby. Well, he's trying to. He's all over the back of it. I think there's actually a very small touch there. And Croix is getting onto the back of this. We've got a big fight for third. Yep. The last step on the podium.
We're on board now with Boothby. He's got that damage, hasn't he? Really struggling at this stage. Yeah.
Is Whitehead going to go for it? No, not quite. Hasn't got the toe he needs.
I mean, it's a tricky track, like we've been explaining, to try and get onto the back of the cars in front. It's really tough. But yeah, Luke Whitehead trying to get into the top 3. What a drive if he actually manages to do it. I mean, he's been lucky, not going to lie, but still, can't take that away from him. Really good. Will the poll vote come true? I put a vote out at the beginning saying, will Luke Whitehead get into the top 3 this weekend? It looks like he might do it. He might actually do it. We're very close to this, to the end of this. We've got 24 minutes to go. We've lost pretty much half the grid. I don't know why. Obviously, Ryan getting... it looked like hardware, but he said it's internet that caused him to have that issue.
Maybe. Also, I hate this, but I have just seen the time, and I have to get going.
Nope, it's absolutely fine, mate. Don't you worry. We'll catch you next week. Thanks for joining us, as always.
Yep.
No worries.
Track, get ready for lap 1 next time. It's going to be a big crash.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
See you later. Right, so that's unfortunately Saf's had to go halfway through, but he did make me aware of that at the beginning of the race. So we'll continue to see this little bit, what's going on here with Boothby, Whitehead, and Lucas. Lucas must be sitting here very eager to get past the guys in front. It's all Rage's fault, Saf says. I know, right? Poor Ryan. Oh my goodness, Lucas Krauss almost taking out the back there, Luke Whitehead. He was almost asleep. Ryan, I don't think you did. It's getting quite spicy with these guys now. Boothby's got a lot of damage at this stage in the race. This is not going to be helping his pace. He's only going to be going backwards, really, in overall lap time. It might just be a matter of where that this move comes from Luke Whitehead. We've kind of got a little prime seat here on board with Lucas. We'll stay with him. could just imagine Ryan being attacked by flying cars as he's leading. Oh, you don't have the replay. I wish you did keep the replay. It would have been brilliant. Right, he's dropped back a little bit now. Only slightly. Michael Tauscher then getting the luck of the green. The rub of the green, sorry. Getting the Irish luck. He's managed to get himself away from Masood. 2 seconds now in hand, so he should be a surefire win for him. Masood's pretty much lucked himself up into second place. Still strong performance for him, but we've got a real fight going on for the last step of the podium. So George Boothby, Luke Whitehead and Lucas Crozer are all really, really close at this stage. It could be anyone's. I'm going to be real surprised if George Boothby can hold on with the damage. Give us your predictions, guys. Can he do it? I'm not sure he's going to be able to hold on much longer. Look how close they are now. Look, Luke Whitehead all over him. He's just got to be he's got to be just waiting, biding his time for that little spot, that little glimmer. Pole's rigged. Wait for the results. We'll see what happens at the end. Luke Whitehead then is just biding his time for the position and watches in-car controls as he soars at the wheel. The damage at the front's quite possibly round the outside then into Montreal. I don't think he's going to get it done there. He's actually now coming under attack from Lucas. He's lost himself a bucket of time then to George. I guess you've got to give it a go. But round the outside into Montreal is definitely not the place to get the job done. So he's going to have to wait now until next time. Let's see what's going on towards the back end of the grid. Obviously you can see it all on the screen at this stage because there's so little of them. They've all fallen away. Pim is down to 11th place. He's getting quite close to the back of Kieran Prendergast at this stage in the race. It's a lovely looking car this year for Pim. Currently P11. Yeah, I think so too. You know, if George can hold this on for this many laps with two fresh cars behind him, Snetterton's tough to get past on the best of days, but you should be able to work your way around it at some point. But these guys are so quick. But look at the damage, look, front and rear for George. But Luke's, he's got to find a way past. It's just a matter of when. Luckily then, McLaren's still got some good straight line speed, so he's not able to progress. He's going to look for the inside. He threatens, but no real joy there. You can see how much quicker he is through that high speed part. Yeah, he's looking for the outside again into Montreal. This has caused problems last time. Gets it a little bit better. George squeezing him out to the rumble strip. Not going to get the move done there. Lucas is waiting just behind as well for a gap. This is pivotal at this point for Luke Whitehead to get the points because he's fighting for a championship at this stage. I think he's probably the highest up in the championship standings out of everyone. Let's have a little look at those standings to see what this means to Luke Whitehead at this stage, because George is up there, but he's yeah, this is really, really important for the standings. Monix Shintz, we're about to see he's 8th, so he's still going to get a good old load of points, but the two fighting here, Luke Whitehead and George Boothby, at the moment are separated by 4 points in the championship, and George is winning that battle slightly, so Luke needs to get past if he wants to make a dent in that points deficit, so he needs to make a move somewhere, and now is the perfect time considering the damage on George's car, but it's just when. Does anyone know why Kieran Prendergast's got a 5-second time penalty? I can find out for you. He's the number 10 car, isn't he? There will be information about it. Can't see the screen at the moment, guys, so if anything happens, scream. So contact between cars 619 and 10 on lap 1, turn 6. So there's a 5-second time penalty for an incident. Lap 1, turn 6. And that was 619 and number 10 were involved, so it was Pim. By the looks of things, Pim and Kieran got involved. Yeah, push to pass. Minor incident. Has the stream been better, guys, since? With the levels and with the quality? Let us know. BGS. Sky King, I know you're giving us advice. Let us know if everything's better for you guys. Getting frustrated with us though doesn't help us. Oh, movements between these two guys. George shut the door then quite aggressively, and Luke's doing exactly the same to Lucas. Luke's got the inside line though into Brundle. He will keep that position, but it will definitely affect the speed that he can take that corner, but he's okay, he's kept it there, yeah, track position. Good stuff between these guys. Boothby though, showing Luke the grass. Cheers for the update, lads. Yeah, I'm gonna try using the other OBS client. I've noticed of recent Streamlabs has been a little bit 50-50, so I think it's encoder issues. So we'll try and work it out for next race, guys. So we're back to normal. Just letting you guys enjoy this race at this stage. Fantastic stuff from Luke to keep the pressure on. You can tell he's just got that little bit more speed mid-corner, where that damage is really affecting George. Luke's able just to gain in those little areas, and that's where we're seeing the moves being made. We saw a little move through Williams last lap, didn't quite work. We saw a move into Montreal, again didn't quite work. Boothby's defending well here, but Luke's putting it on him. I think the win's almost done for Michael. He's managed to get himself into a position now where I think he's untouchable. Second place is pretty much agreed there with Masood, unless there's issues. It's really just the third spot, on the podium that's going to be decided in the next 13 minutes. We've not got long. Hard defence then from Boothby down into Montreal. Puts the car on the inside and says to Luke, you've got to find another way around. It's not going to happen that easily. The damage offset must not be as big as we think. There's a lot there. But I don't think it's as bad as we all think. Right, let's jump on board with George. See if we can get another perspective of what's going on. We've gone... Oh, look at that train, look. Is that for position? It is. George is going so slowly at this stage of the race. Tinker van der Velde, Porsche Niels, and Marek Schintz have been able to close that gap. If Marek Schintz can get past this train, he can threaten with these boys ahead, and he's currently leading the championship. So this is all playing into Schintz's hands here. George Boothby is going to cause a bit of an upset towards the end of this race. The gap now, literally just 1/10 and some change. I think Whitehead's just got to really force the move here. He's just got to wait. I've got no idea. We were so interested in what was going on with Lucas. I think we just completely missed what was coming up behind the back of him. And you've got another train of 3 cars. The snake has grown longer. As Boothby then getting through Murray is all right. He's really wrestling that car round. It'll be good to see what it's like inside the car for him. We'll be able to see the damage. See what he's like through a fast right-hander. He's understeer, mid-corner, struggling there. It's not disastrous. Brakes seem good. We'll get a good show of it through Palmer here if he's got a lot of understeer. Yeah, look, see, he's having to brake there quite a bit for that corner. So it is affecting him a fair amount. Maybe it's more than we think. George can do this and hold this snake up. He deserves the bottom step of the podium, definitely, and all the points that come with it. Can't remember exactly how many points you get for third these days. I know you get 100 points for the win, roughly around 90 or so, or 80 or so for second. So it's a fair chunk. You get a fair amount for third place. So Boothby, and it's important he keeps Luke Whitehead behind, because that for the championship it's massive to keep him behind. But it's good for Michael to finally open up his season. He's not got many races left, really. He's missed a lot of them. But he's showed us in round 1, round Kyalami, he's a force to be reckoned with. And he's leading this lap, dominating, really. We haven't really seen a lot of him, apart from his fight that we had with Ryan at the beginning. But unfortunately, Ryan losing to the internet and no one else. Anyway, Boothby then still holding them off, goes round for the 28th lap. This is an ongoing battle, I think. Look, it's going to take a little while for Whitehead to work it out. 9 to go, lads. Yeah, I think so. That's Tinker van der Velde going defensive down into Montreal in the background of the picture there. Marek Schintz falling off the back of this pack. I don't think he wants too much involved with it, really. I guess if an accident happens, he doesn't want to be caught up. He can't afford to. He's fighting for a championship. Championship contender there at the back end of the screen with a gold stripe. He's currently leading. Luke Whitehead getting a better drive through there. It's whether Boothby can hold it on for this long. This is the main issue, is whether he can continue with this level of damage for this long. It takes a mental toll, especially when you've got 4 or 5 angry cars behind you. Especially through corners like this. The understeer that we were watching on board is definitely going to be hampering him. But Luke just can't get close. At this stage as well, tyres are going to be coming into it. I do feel for Luke Whitehead trying to make his way past George here, because it's so tough. George is doing such a good job, considering how close is Lucas. See Tinker at the back there. As quicker he is through the high speed section, gains a good metre or so on the car, but just can't stay with him. George got good drive through Montreal there. Hooked up the apex nicely. Exactly. Boothby is proper holding these boys up. All aboard. At this stage though, what does Luke do? Does he just hold on and wait to the end before making a move? I mean, if he forces a move now, at least if it doesn't come off, he's still got time to maybe make his way back through. Yeah, I mean, it's catch-22 what you do. How close to the guys behind. You're dropping off a little bit now. This definitely wasn't as bumper to bumper as it was a couple of laps ago. Just goes to show how good George Boothby is. Real standout performance of Season 8 so far. Coming out with the win last time out. Unfortunately losing the win in Misano due to a hardware issue, having to retire the car from the front. And yep, unfortunately had an issue that forced him into the barrier right at the very end of the lap, and it's cost him the win. But he's now holding on like a hero for the podium. 5 to go. Oh my goodness! That's Porsche Niels losing it through Riches. He should hold on to his position there. He'll lose it to Marit Schintz, so Schintz gets promoted up to 7th and Porsche Niels in 8th, but he should hold on to that. The gap's quite big to Noller. But yeah, that was exciting. 1 down then. I say he might not lose the position to Noller. He was very close to that little pack. He does lose the position to Noller then. Noller up to 8th. It's from bad to worse. Porsche Niels losing 2 positions because of that little spinny spin. His tyres are going to be really warm as he goes for a move on the outside of Noller. Noller was on the grass going through there. Go through Oggies and Williams. Porsche Niels is very upset with this. Forcing a move in Brundle and then hitting the back. Gotta be careful. Noller, unfortunately, you get the push to pass if you do it. Oh, that's going to be looked at definitely by the stewards. Up the inside then. Porsche Niels. Prendergast making a little jump there. I think there's Noller going off into the grass as well. That's definitely going to be looked at then. As Noller getting yeeted off into the nether regions. Unfortunately, the number 42 really coming off bad through that little section. He's going to be feeling very aggrieved. Back down to 11th place for you, unfortunately. Never mind. Anyway, George is still in 3rd position, holding up Whitehead, Lucas, and Tinker van der Velde. Marek Schintz still at the end there. Jeez. That all started there with Porsche Niels just tipping the end of, tipping the back of Jack Noller, and then I don't know what Prendergast was thinking, going up the inside there at Karam. It was a little bit dirty, not gonna lie, and he was off then. He was off to mow the lawn. And he lost out then to Pim and Atkins for good measure. So 2 positions lost for Porsche Niels, gained 1 back, and Jack Noller then lost 3. Interesting move from Prenter. Yeah, I think it was slightly optimistic, but did it anyway. Never mind. Boothby then still leading ahead here. 2.5 to go. Luke Whitehead's going to get a little bit more forceful, I think, here. Very patient from the young Brit behind. But he's going to have to make a move soon if he wants to keep his championship alive. Because the man that's leading him is also leading him in the championship here, so he needs to really make a move to get past, otherwise those points deficit's going to get larger and larger. That's a typical push-to-pass incident, though, isn't it? I think what we were just discussing there with Nola and Prendergast and Porsche Niels. Yeah, that tyre barrier has been a fixture for this race for most of it. We'll leave it there. 1.5 to go, not long now. Only a few more left. Whereabouts is Michael? Whereabouts is Michael? Oh, he's coming onto the Bentley. So it'll be this one and one more, and then that is it. Curtains for this race. As Luke Whitehead is getting a little bit more erratic now. Time's ticking away, and I think the patience is going with it. Luke Whitehead then getting a little bit crazy. The gap's 4/10 now. It has eked out to a little bit more than it's been. You should be able to get that gap down in one lap anyway, as is the damage on Boothby. Just getting the move done. This is the hard part. He's just got to either dummy or force it through without yeeting, like we just saw. But George Boothby is driving such a perfect race here. I mean, Porsche Niels started that incident with Nola, and I think it was then finished by Prendergast, who put him on the grass. But there was some push to pass, I think, in the middle of there. I think the stewards will look at that, and I think a penalty will be dished out post-race. Anyway, we're on to the last one. We've got the flag waving. Whereabouts Michael? He's just coming through Palmer, I think. Boothby and Whitehead are still out there. Masood's actually got that gap right down there. You can see, and it's dowking out on the grass. You can see actually the battle we have been watching back there. Not got long to go. There must have been an incident then with Michael. We missed because the gap was huge, and now it's only 2 seconds. It went down to 2/10. So Michael might have found the grass on the second to last lap. Never mind. Redouin Masood doing a fabulous job, though, to keep himself up there in second place. Right, so here's the battle. There's an even bigger battle going on behind. Tinker van der Velde looking to get past Lucas Cruiser before the end of the whistle. It's probably not going to happen at this stage. But this man doing a fabulous job. A little bit of a fight with Ryan at the beginning, but held his own. Unfortunately, Ryan was dished a bad hand with the old interconnection. And that promoted Michael up into the lead, but he did get the job done in the pits all the same. So I think that's game, set and match. Michael Tauscher then makes it 2 out of 2 that he has attended with AOR Season 8. So the man can take a bow. Great job from him. That's a whole host of points, 200 to be exact, from Michael Tauscher. 2 wins in 2 races. Fabulous from him. Redouin Masood comes across the line in second. And then we got George Boothby managing to hold it on with somewhat of an injured car. And then Luke Whitehead, Lucas Krauser and Tinker van der Velde coming across from 4th down to 6th. 7th is Marek Schintz. And we got Niels coming through in 8th. Alexander Smolier's not with us. Pim van Mil in 9th. And then we've got Atkins, Kieran Prendergast in 11th, Samir Foch in 12th, Jack Noller then, the man who got muscled out of position. He's going to be furious. 13th place for him. He's not going to be happy with that. And then we've got Adam Dubil managing to work his way back up to 14th place. Matteo Bellotto coming across the line in 15th. That's Canabeach just behind. And then we've got Romanenko in 17th. We're coming to the latter end here now. Mark Troll coming across the line in P18. And then Nick Newples a little bit off the pace this afternoon. And Kevin Niles, all very similar kind of situation on the track. Definitely not a Snetterton car, that Bentley. Never mind, comes across the line. That'll be 19th and 20th. Darren King has already finished. He's back in the pit. And that is it for round 4 not so many fireworks as we saw last time, but still plenty of things to discuss in the post-race interviews. I think we should see if we can have a little chat with some of the lads. Definitely the top three. We're very interested to see what they've got to say. So we'll just quickly see if Michael, Redouine, George have all joined us. I know sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Let's have a little look. If we've got anybody who wants to have a little chat, it'd be great to have a chat with George and Luke. Definitely, if they're around, jump on in. Yeah, Redouine Masood, Michael Tauscher, I know they haven't jumped in before, but if they want to, feel free. That's going to really change around the old standings. We're going to see some real changes as of next week. But George holding on to secure that third place was mighty impressive, definitely. So whoever voted yes in that poll, well done. Bear with us, guys. We're just seeing if we can get some of these lads in for a little bit of a chat post-race. I know some of them do, some of them don't. It's been a bit of a tough race, that one. I'm not sure if we will have everyone come through. Not too sure Snetterton goes down brilliantly with the lads. But one person that had a very good race was George Boothby. We've got him ready for a little chat now, so we'll just we'll drag him in. George, fantastic race, mate. Really, really good. It looked like you're on for the win there at that one stage. You got sucked into the grass by the looks of things in the third sector. And then you managed to create somewhat of a snake towards the end, holding off Luke Whitehead. That must have been quite tough.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe the race pace I had. So, yeah, I went for the undercut because I was just held up and couldn't get past. And I mean, it would have worked really well, but unfortunately, yeah, I sort of went a little bit wide in turn 3 and picked up 15 seconds of damage. So, well, not the most ideal thing in the world, not the most ideal thing, but I managed to keep it on the tarmac, defend well, and someone managed to hold on to P3. So thankfully, this track is very hard to overtake on, so that helped a bit. But yeah, I'll take it. It's a shame that I could have got the victory if I didn't crash, but P3's still good. Still very happy with that.
Yeah, I put a vote out to see if you could hold it on to the bottom step of the podium. I'm just going to get the results now. I think you voted in your favour. Let's just double check when it decides to do its thing. But yeah, we watched you get somewhat like pulled off at the same time that Ryan was having internet problems. And it looked like everyone was dipping wheels. Michael went off onto the grass slightly but managed to hold on. But everyone thought you could do it. 61% of the chat thought you could hold on. But, I mean, it's good points, and it kept you above Luke, who is currently behind you just in the championship. So you needed to stay where you were.
Yeah, that'll do. And I think I don't think Shin's finished too high either. So
I think it's about P7, P8, roughly around that area.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see the table then.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is getting a bit exciting now.
It is. It's hotting up, definitely. I'm going to get the man who was threatening most of the race with you in the chat now, Mr. Whitehead. Yep. Luke, mate, it looks like you were trying absolutely everything. You got up the inside, or the outside, I think, into Montreal a few times. But yeah, you just couldn't quite get the run.
Yeah, it was a shame, really. I'll be honest, I was a bit fed up of seeing that bright pink monstrosity in front of me for that long. It's quite an eyesore, but yeah, it was really good fun, really good fun. You know, mostly really respectful. There were a couple of moments which were a bit on edge from both of us, I think. But yeah, I don't really know what happened to George. I think he maybe fuel saving or something. I don't really know what the issue was. But
I hit the wall and got 15 seconds of damage.
oh dear.
So I was limping.
Oh, I could tell something was up because I was like, he's braking twice the distance. So I was like, something is up. But yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with where I finished. I mean, qualifying should have been better. I was on for a couple of good laps, and then the last sector fell foul to the last corner. Just off the rears, both laps, which was a shame. But
It's a tricky one to put together, though, isn't it, Snetterton?
yeah, it really is. It's probably one of the most technical tracks you can go to. I think it's because it's so narrow and
It's
the curbs are
relentless as
so
well.
hit and miss. Yeah, there's no break, and I mean the curbs in the middle sector are pretty brutal, especially in the McLaren. I think the Porsche is pretty hit and miss as well. But yeah, really happy to get through unscathed at the start, and got past. I think it was Sherpanin and Somalia at the start. They had a bit of a collision, which was a bit awkward, but got through there. And then I think gutted for Niels because I think he probably would have had the podium. Obviously, if George had still had the incident, and he had the pace to be up there with the front guys. Unfortunately, he had a spin, which was gutting for him, but still a good result for him in P8. He'll be relatively happy with that. I think he's quite fiery as a teammate. So. Yes.
He's
He's
just
quite
behind you.
yeah, he spun and nearly connected me, so it was pretty scary. But yeah, he was quite frustrated. But yeah, good result for the team as well. P4 and P8, and I'm happy considering the quality pace and practice pace. I've been struggling the whole time, and for it to all come together in the race and be one of the fastest on the grid is. I couldn't really be happier.
No, you guys did a good job, both of you. He's kept the championship hopes alive because George finished ahead of you, and he's just ahead of you in the championship as well. And obviously, Marek is a little bit further ahead, and he came a little bit further behind you guys. So it should kind of work its way out. I think he'll still be in front. And obviously, Malinowski not finishing very well. He's always a threat for that position too. So, hey, we'll see what happens next week. I can't remember where we are, to be honest.
I think we have a week break actually.
We got break week. And then
what track is it?
I will get up the track info for next. Let's have a look.
I don't even know the calendar.
I think it's Zandvoort.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we're going to Zandvoort next. I could be wrong because it's swapped around the other way. But I'm going to get in the race winner if you don't mind that. So you can all congratulate him. He's 2 out of 2 for him in the races he's taken part. Michael, you had an absolute blinder. I don't think we got to speak to you in Kyalami. But it's 2 out of 2 so far this season. Really doing well for the Unicorn team. You're back for the rest of the season, I hope.
Yeah, probably. I hope so, too. Yeah, it was a good race because I had a good pace, but I couldn't get past Ryan at first stint. So I just tried to save my tires, not ride too many curves. Yeah, and then I don't know what happened to him.
Got an internet connection that just threw him into the wall going down the straight towards Montreal, turn 3.
Yeah, and from that on, I just pushed and tried to build a gap.
Did you have a little incident on the second to last lap? Yeah, we think you did. We think you did. We saw that the gap came down quite quickly.
Yeah, I spun on when you go beyond the bridge.
Yes. Yeah.
On the back straight, and then I spun there.
Okay, so through Brandon Nelson into that third sector.
Yeah, I was stuck in the grass, and I couldn't move.
That claimed quite a few cars this afternoon, so don't worry. George, a couple of guys in the chat with us, he unfortunately crashed there from the lead, not too long before. So yeah, it's claimed a few drivers this afternoon, but it is 2 out of 2 for you, isn't it? I am saying that right. You've got 2 wins out of two appearances.
Yeah. Because I missed the last 2 races because I was on vacation.
I mean, it's still mighty consistency, and something I think the guys around you are going to be really taking note of. So yeah, congratulations, and that's going to really kick you up the standings now. I think you're going to be right up there, if not, maybe even top 3 now. But we'll see. Next week we'll see.
Yeah, my plan is just to win as many races as I can, because I knew I will miss 2 races. So yeah, I didn't try to win the championship, but with 2 wins out of 2, maybe it's possible still.
Definitely, definitely. I wouldn't write you off yet, mate. You know, you're doing a brilliant job. 2 out of 2 is good. So yeah, really good job. Now, I think they have actually been updated. I can't quite tell because it's saying you've got 200 points. So that would actually say that they've been updated. So you're currently 6th place. Malik Shins is still in the lead with 278 points. But George and Luke have managed to close the gap now to 262 and 258. And then Redouin Masood has also gained, and he's 253. And then we've got Tinker van der Velde. He's doing so well in 5th position with 237, and then it's yourself in 6th with 200 points. So the top 6 is so close. It's anyone's race, anyone's championship still. You guys must be measuring all of your feet ready for these socks. You do know that you win some SIMSOKs for coming first in the championship, right? That's
no.
Definitely you win a set of SIMSOKs. You're the sponsor of the league. They're really good. I've got a set. They're amazing. I don't race without them now. So yeah, definitely look forward to those socks. That's what you're fighting for. Not only the championship, you're fighting for a set of socks.
As long as they're not as stinky as my gloves, I'm fine.
I mean, half the time, there's no promises. But mate, really good job, and it is very, very good fun to watch all of you battle it out at the top end of the field. So congratulations to the guys that finished in the top 3. Unfortunately, that's not extended to you, Luke, but still very well done in 4th place. And we'll see you in 2 weeks' time, because we've got a week break, guys, and we'll see you, I think, in Zandvoort next time.
Cheers, guys.
See you soon.
Yeah, GG guys, GG.
Right, I think Luke's left us. He didn't say anything. I was waiting for Luke to pipe up, but he didn't. Well, there we go, guys. That's race 4 done, and we're halfway through season 8, and it's getting pretty spicy. I'm not gonna lie. We're getting really, really close now to the end of this championship, and the standings are so close. Everyone is really, really close to each other, and it's getting quite hot at the top end of the grid. So. Join us next time for the next round, so round 5. I think it's Zandvoort, so that should be quite interesting. I've got no idea on the balance of power around there, but it's not next week, it's the week after. We've got the break week, guys. If you want more racing at the top end, you can join us tomorrow, where Timosaurus and Ark are going to bring you Tier 2 of Season 8 for ACC's. Sorry, AOR's ACC season. That's going to be some real good racing. I think the championship is still pretty damn tight there as well. So if you want to watch some more racing, you can watch it there tomorrow at 7:30. The same place. Come to AOR for all of that kind of bits and pieces. And we'll leave it there, guys. Thanks very much for jumping in, everyone in the chat. Thanks for keeping us honest. And yeah, I'm sorry about the connections this afternoon. It's not been great. I'm sorry about the levels. We'll get it sorted out for you guys next time. It's not up to scratch, so we'll make sure that we iron out some kinks. At least we got the replays working. We kind of got those going well. See you in 2 weeks' time, lads. Ciao.